Right, try and go wider on the arms. Try and go wider on the arms. Treble, treble. Up, right, up. That's it. Yes.
As a John Legacy Lubbe, based in Krugersdorp, doing an interview for Step Up MMA.
Awesome. So, Mr. Juan Lubbe, welcome back to combat sports, or should I say mixed martial arts. It was quite a shock to a lot of the fans out there when they heard that you were back. How did this decision to come back into martial art come about?
It's basically for the love of the game. I like fighting all my life and stuff, so I see that there's a change going on. You know, everybody's standing, trying to, or you know, they putting their foot down and stating that MMA is also a recognized sport. So I thought I'll just join the guys and help the promotions get it out there.
You decided to come back obviously as a pro, because you come back as an amateur fighter. Why Fightstars out of all other promotions?
You know what, my foundation was set. I had a good pro kickboxing, like I said, and coming from all the industries, you know, Fight Force, Fight Club, went to the EFC. Fightstars has been around for, you know, quite a while. I've always seen talented fighters go up to EFC, and I had my background there, done my part there. So the thing is, it's time for, you know, this change is as good as a holiday. So let's get out to Fightstars. It's going to be exciting.
You fought some of the best in mixed martial art, some names that are very recognized right now. What did you learn from some of these fights? Is there anything that you learned there that you're going to be taking into this new venture that you entered into with Fightstars?
You know, I realized that you always got to train for every round, every different movement and all of that. So made me realize that you don't prep for one fight. You don't fight a guy on his weakness or anything like that. You prep for your own best.
You're currently standing at the 4-5 record as in MMA, 2 TKOs and 2 submissions. Let's talk about your fight against Neil Diesel, where you won by TKO. Just walk us through that.
You know, that was a surprisingly, very surprisingly good fight. You know, Neil Diesel has been around. You know, he was an MMA legend. You know, that I've trained everybody all around, and to fight him was quite an honor and stuff like that. He technically, he gave me an arse whooping, I can tell you that. But the thing is, that's where, you know, it's a difference. It's about heart. It's how big your heart is and not your skill game. I was surprised that Neil didn't come back into the second round. So I thought that, you know, he handled me quite well. But, you know, the fight turned around and all. And I know about his knee. And, well, I was surprised that he didn't come back.
You fought another very well-known name in Warren Ellison, where you won by submission, guillotine choke. So that shows that you do have a bit of ground. Do you want to tell us a bit about your just maybe wrestling background?
No, that's called claustrophobic. I don't like being manhandled on the floor by a man. So the thing is, I survive on the ground, and where I get my opening, I do. It's not my strong point. Stand up is my strong point. The only guy that had, you know, the guts to stand with me was Dino Bagedin, and he gave me quite a good fight to stand up.
Mentioning Dino, so you fought some heavy names. We're talking about Gareth McLaren, Temba Barimbo, and Bruno Mukulu. And obviously those were fights that you lost. But obviously in the fight game we always say, you know, either you win or you learn. So any lessons learned in those fights that you think will help you in this upcoming bout?
Yes, Gareth McLaren was my first proper, you know, on middleweight. I was walking around on 81 kilos, so I wasn't quite a middleweight. And that's when I realized that, you know, ground game was quite an important thing, because when your arms get pinned down, you get knocked in the face with an elbow. That was my first knockout and my only knockout so far. So Gareth McLaren was the one on that. Tema Karimbu, yes, what a talented fighter. You know, he was aggressive, he was hungry. I underestimated him on the fight because, you know, he came off amateur and turned pro. And I you know, underestimated that guy. And then the other one was, you know, Dino. All of that, you know, there's not much to say. You know, they're all in and you evolve. Balls to the wall style.
9 fights in total, 8 fights all ended in the first round, whether you won or lost. Only one went all the way to the third round, which was against Bruno Mukulu. Any reason why your fights end that quickly?
just on the light side, you know, they don't pay you for time, they pay you to finish. So either I got finished, unfortunately, but most of the fights, I didn't fight to go the rounds, you know, I fought to get the job done. Bruno Mukulu was a tough guy. As hard as I hit him, you know, he was a strong guy, kept on coming back on the ground, you know. I thought I was going to tie him out and take him into the deep, but he was also fit, and you know, he pinned me down and strong. So we went all 3 rounds, and that's the only reason why I think, you know, I'll only go deep when you need to go.
Okay, talk us through the phone call. So Grant Olive, Pietro Signoli, one of them calls you and says, "Hey bud, wake up. We want you to get punched in the face once more." Talk us through that talk. What went through your mind, and why the end result was a yes, not a no?
You know, 2 years ago when I fought my last EFC, there was some complications where, you know, I broke my hands and I had some ops done, and there were some personal issues and stuff, so I was off for the 2 years. And as the 2 years passed, I still, you know, I went to the events and I watched the game and I saw, you know, how it evolved and where the glitches are. And unfortunately, I was one of those guys that also got to see, you know, that there is politics in the industry and all of that. And sometimes you change your passion for glory. So the thing is, when your fight passion changes into glory, you know, your fight game, it doesn't mean that much to you anymore. So the thing is, after that, I realized that, you know, it's a God-given talent, and that talent needs to be used for me to enjoy it. And when Grant and Peter, you know, phoned me up and said, "Listen, yeah, have a go," and you know, they treated me with the utmost respect, and the way that I handled it, it just makes you feel that you're not yesterday's hero, and you're still seen as, you know, even if you fought back in the day, that there's still people that see you, and that's what I appreciate what Fightstars did, and that's why I'll give them, and everybody out there, I'll give them a proper show.
Out of curiosity, we know that a lot of other fight organizations sign fighters to big fights. You're talking about 6-fight contracts, 4-fight contracts. How many fights have you signed with Fightstars?
This is my first contract. I think it's a 3-fight that I've signed with Fightstars and stuff. You know, hopefully we'll get to 3 fights and go international. We'll all see how it goes.
What division should the fight fans be looking to see in?
Well, this one is going to be on middle, but I'll be in welter. It's a quick comeback and all of that stuff, so I'm comfortable, you know, to do the first one on middleweight, but I'll be fighting on welter.
So, fight day comes, okay, your name is called out, here you are walking into the cage, and the cage door closes. What should the fight fans expect?
Still the old same John, smiling, you know, having fun. I'm in a different zone out there, you know. It's not an anger thing. It's you know, it's still a sport. You get hit, you know, you want to slow. You deliver the hit, you are one ahead. So the thing is, it's still, you know, it's all a sport. It's about playing chess, planning.
Okay. For the youngsters out there, you know, that are obviously thinking of turning pro, what advice do you have for them? I mean, you've been in the game for a very long time. You came from an injury that, I mean, you could have just said enough is enough, but yet you're coming back and doing it all over again. What advice do you have for the youngsters out there?
My advice to the young guys is, you know, if you got an opportunity to fight amateur and grow your game, do that. Because it's not always the easiest thing to go pro, but once you go pro, you know, just keep it real. Just keep it because it's a sport and not a money hunting thing. Because if you're into this just for the glory of it, not for the love of the game, your attitude's wrong.
You obviously have watched Fightstars before. Have you watched any of the welterweight or middleweight amateur fights? And is there any fighter specific that you'd like to challenge yourself against?
Well, like you said, I've been around the block for quite a while, so I'm also the new youngsters out there, let them keep their testosterone is still high and they up and jumping. So, but the thing is, I've watched all the fight. Look, I've watched Fightstars for all, and I know all the fighters, you know, got picked from Fightstars and went up to EFC. They all come from there. I watched Gordon Roodman and Kieran Skinner that fought. I was supposed to fight Kieran Skinner, but that contract didn't go well, and there was some complications. But the thing is, like you see, all of them are big names, and they all came from Fightstars going up to EFC. So there is a lot. I'm going back into this, so I'll be watching who is there and who's on welter. At this stage, I don't know who's on welter there, but we'll see. Well, they will most probably challenge me. So.
The current Fightstar amateur welterweight champion is HD Van Staden, who won his title in Polokwane. and the current lightweight champion is Joe Extian, who called out HP from Stardom. I have a feeling you will be called out very soon by either one of these fighters. Are you looking forward to competing with the current champions, and how do you see this playing out?
No, definitely. I mean, if you want to showcase and you want to be the best, you got to fight the best and stuff. Obviously they will, because they're also hungry, and unfortunately fortunately, there's a big bullseye on my back now, because coming down from EFC to Fightstars, everybody wants a piece. So the thing is, they're very talented fighters. Fightstars also, they're full of. I've watched the fight card for this one. It's all talented fighters. There's no guy that I would underestimate, which I never do, because one mistake pays. You can lose a fight by one mistake, even if you're the best one out there. So it's the fight game.
What's your opinion on your opponent?
Well, Giovanni he's an aggressive fighter. He's a stand-up fighter and stuff like that. He's going to come, I've got that feeling and stuff. He's not just going to come with a stand-up. He's going to come prepared all round. He's a short, stocky guy. He's going to be explosive. He trains under Tyron Radford, and Tyron obviously is a calculated striker and all that stuff. And Tyron, I fought with Tyron at EFC and all of that, and he is still, he's a good striker and stuff. So they're going to come with a very good game, but I will adapt. I'm not going to watch his training or prepare myself on what he's doing and what I'm not doing. I'm preparing myself for my own fight, and that's how I've always fought.
With that said, how's the fight campaign? How's the fight?
Very well. Surprisingly better than I thought. Coming off a 2-year stuff, body is working together. Recovery is going well. We still get our cramps. In the old days you still get your cramps and stuff like that, but the recovery is going well. Camp is very good. The new trainers doing a lot of effort for me, and everybody's very supportive and stuff. So the thing is, I can't complain. It's going to be interesting.
Weight cut wise?
Luckily no weight cut. I'm going up. So this is easy. I'm carbo loading, a lot of pasta.
All right. Any last words for the fans out there, the organization, and obviously your opponents?
Just pitch up, come have a good night, and watch us bang.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here